Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to ROP, Run or Play Podcast. I mean, we've had a 1 month break and we're back to discuss everything about football. The Premier League season is about to begin, major leagues around the world are about to begin. So, welcome back to the pod. So, back again, we have our usual panelists. We have Shelty in the building. Shelty, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's a good time to be a United fan, so very excited to start the season.
Yeah, it's a long time I saw you smiling, so that's true. Jude, Mr. Jude Udensi, how you doing?
We are back.
See,
I'm already in.
officer. I
Uh,
like that spirit. I like that spirit. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Mm,
And Mr. Dixon. Dixon, how you doing?
I'm fine. I'm enthusiastic. I'm optimistic, and I'm excited for the season ahead. If I judge by what I've
I
seen
like
so far in the preseason,
I, I like that. I like that. Keep
promises a
it up.
lot.
Like
So
why don't we start with our title contenders now, right? Arsenal.
I
And
mean,
spending be talking about them. You guys have
of the
finally
puzzle.
signed the final missing piece, in the chess
I
of the
never said that,
puzzle.
but continue.
Um, you've gone and signed one of the hottest strikers basically in around the world right now in Victor Gyökeres. You've strengthened in defense. You brought
Zubimendi.
in Mosquera from is it Valencia also,
Valencia,
and
yeah.
and you brought in one of the best midfielders, in young midfielders in the world around right now, also Zubimendi. So I'm sure you're feeling confident that this is your year.
I'm ne- as long as Ateta
Yeah, not
Did you
bad.
is
It's
mention
healthy,
that
I'm
they
gonna be
also
confident.
added Nogard to their squad?
Right, no guys. Mm.
And that idiot from Chelsea,
uh
Noni.
is the
Oh, no, no, that one we're
Saka
not
sub
counting
now.
him.
Saka sub
We're counting footballers, not
is there to help
comedians.
Saka
We're not
out.
adding comedians.
Well,
He will only play.
well,
He will play Carabao
it's
Cup.
see. Let me tell you, guys are deceiving yourself. Knowing Arsenal, Arsenal is not spending 53 million or 52 million on the bench player. That's a big lie.
It will start.
Madueke is
It
our
will start. It will
left-sided
not perform.
starting winger. You
Right.
guys will see.
So where will Saka play?
Saka is going to be on the right.
Oh, you mean
Madueke is going to be
Madueke
on
play
the
on the
left.
left wing forward? Oh,
Yes,
I see.
watch.
Left wing forward. Oh, okay.
I
We
mean,
Okay.
so
don't have
you,
left.
So
you,
me,
you guys have Martinelli there, Trossard there.
I think
I think one of them
it's
is.
even okay.
I think one
It's
of them is probably going to go. They're probably
I
going to
think it's
sell one
good
of them.
now that Martinelli for the first time in forever has a competition. You have somebody to remind him that football is
But the
about end
problem,
products.
I don't think
I'm happy
He had
that
anybody.
competition with
No, the
Trossard
problem is,
now.
I don't think anybody does
Not
That's
not
what
entirely
not
Martinelli
really.
different.
Not
does
really.
off attack, which is like walking back for the ball, his
Which is
pace, all those
what
things.
is which
Noni
is
does
Which
not
is
have it.
which,
I'm telling you, it's the goal score. The final
so
thing is just
those are
what's
not even
missing from
widely.
Martinelli. That goal scoring technicality and
He holds the ball.
it's not that.
it's
Martinelli
part of
holds the ball.
Arteta's
He
Martinelli
will go and
tactics
hug
now.
the
Delay
byline.
the that,
Then he will now
it's
start
part
to
of
come when
Arteta's
the guy has
tactics.
Martinelli
Don't let them scores.
Martinelli lacks brain.
He's a coach.
I
He
think he
can't give
lacks
more
He
than
lacks
what the
brain.
coach
creativity
can
Yes,
get out of him.
and
he lacks
initiative.
footballing brain.
He lacks I think he lacks initiative because there's sometimes in a match where a game is tough, you need moment of brilliance, and Saka has it. Although Saka will just come into Saka will just drift
True.
inward and just put a like a coiler to the angle. But Martin will still be doing the same thing from the first minute to the 90th, trying to beat the player one on one, and he's doing it the same way, nothing different. Like
No, wait, now wait.
height of
Johnny Boy was telling us about how Arteta is the deciding factor, right? So let's explore that some more.
To
Um,
me,
you guys
I've
needed
always
a
said it.
striker. You needed a striker. You brought in a striker, and you still have Kai Havertz, who offers you something in
up front.
midfield and in attack.
Yeah.
You have Saka, Unwaneri on the right. You have Martinelli, Trossard, Madueke on the left. You have Zubimendi in midfield, Norgard. You have Merino that you brought last season, who is a good midfielder, also scores goals. You have Declan Rice. You have a defense that you showed up right now. So you have squad depth, right? You have squad depth, and you have that cutting edge on paper that's supposed to give you take you to the next level. What is it about Teta that is still not giving you that confidence, Johnny Boy?
First of all, he has never won. That's the most important factor.
Mhm.
Second of all, I think Arteta is his mindset needs to change. Arteta is a manager that first of all doesn't want to lose a game, as opposed, you know what? I rather win the game. I rather lose the game than draw. So I gave a typical example last season, few games last season. Arsenal were one man down. Instead of them to like, you know what, let's keep on going. What will Arteta do? Arteta will sit back. I said, well, let's just hold our lead. But Slot, Liverpool were down like I think it was 2 or 3 games. Slot still went for the win, even with one man down. But Arteta will make if it's Arteta is going to make a like for like change, a defender for a defender, a leg back for a leg back. Like, bro, you're supposed to be going for the win, but what are you doing against PSG? We're going out, bro. You have nothing to lose. Forget about the defense. You're going out regardless of anything. You had Tierney, you had Wandery, you had bare attackers on the bench. Why didn't you just bring them on? Rather, he was bringing life for like bringing Ben White or taking out Timber. You don't so stuff like that. That's why I don't. And he has, like I said, he has never. And based on the preseason again, I can. He still hasn't learned because the same things I'm seeing from last season, I'm still seeing in preseason.
Mm, mm. I
You're still
mean,
you're still crossing the ball when there's nobody there for you to cross the ball to. The ball is still going through, mostly still going through Saka's wing. Every ball is still going through the right, neglecting the left. It's only a few times it goes to the left. So things like that, I'm still seeing the whole crap from last season. So that doesn't give me any confidence.
no, that's
Until
fair.
until it changes, I don't trust him. That's all I can say.
That's fair. I mean, Dixon, right? And we'll come to Jude next. But like Dixon, Arsenal fans are jaded, I guess. Ibere is talking from my perspective, talking from a point of trauma. That's all I hear. Really, it's just
No, no,
past.
but I've
I,
always
I
said it
I'm
as
I'm
well.
teasing, but like I think there's this thing about about not appreciating a king in his home or something. So Arteta has been knocking at the door, right? I think for a while right now. Um,
3 years
Arsenal
now.
Arsenal is clearly on paper and based on the results of the last few seasons, one of the best teams in Europe. They've gone and they've signed good players in strong positions. From a perspective, is it also until Arteta goes no trophy for Arsenal, or could this be the year?
Wow. So I don't think he's any of both. I don't think it's until Ateta goes. He can like Johnny Boy said, he can always. You have to give him that benefit of doubt that he can change his way. So maybe if he changes a few things. However, whether this will be the year, I strongly doubt it. Because for one, you look at his fiercest rivals. City will feel very wounded. They had a very awful season last. They went trophyless. Because of that, they've gone into the market even from January, not even summer, January last year.
Yeah,
They already
January.
started spending because they knew that okay. I'm sure Pep knew by February that he knew that it's a write-off for that season. So he already started recouping like okay, we're going to go at them again next year. So City is still in and Liverpool are not resting on they are they've won but they've already moved on that okay, oh, it's a new challenge ahead now. We have to retain it. So not only have they succeeded, they've added to their squad. Of course, they've also sold people, but there's a balance. You can see that, and Slot doesn't look like someone who is contented with just one league title. Seems like he wants to make his mark. Like, oh, I need to do better than my predecessor. You know. So I think Arteta, my personal bias, I feel that formation he even uses is wrong for the team he has. I don't think it's compulsory. Everybody must do this 4-3-3 that the whole world is now doing. You do not necessarily have to play one striker, two wingers.
Version. All those stupid version.
You can play, and if you watch Arsenal, there are some games where they are very fluid. You see the fluidity between, so you see fluidity between Saka, you see Kai Havertz, you see Rice, you see Martinelli, like they have movement. So they do not need to be stuck where Saka has to hug byline on the right, Martinelli has to hug the byline on the left, then Kai Havertz is in the middle, they have to be crossing the ball. For starters, Arsenal holds the ball. In most games, they will hold the ball more than the opponent. So on what basis are you now making them have to wingers have to be apart, cross the ball when they could walk the ball to the box and shoot from anywhere? So I don't think this is the season for Arsenal. At the same time, I feel that if Ateta tweaks a little here and there, I think they might just do it because they've been knocking on the door. But whether this is their season, I strongly doubt it.
Jude, what's your take about Arsenal this coming season? Do you think Arsenal is going to win
I think
a trophy?
for me, you
How
should
are they
just
going to
pick
do
one
this
of the
season
local trophies and
based on what
focus.
you've seen so far?
Mm.
But then here's the issue I have with that, right? He's supposed to be doing that just like Henry said. He was meant to be doing that in year three, year four, and year two, right? So he has jumped to me. He has jumped that. So right now, and I'm with most fans that say is either
Yep.
he goes for the and it's major. So when I mean major, we know what I mean by majors, right? The Premiership or Champions League.
The
Any
the
trophy beside those two, bro, is
the
garbage. Is I'm okay with any trophy. Me, as long as like my target for him this is basically win a trophy, right, and compete in the league. And when I mean compete to the second or last day of the season, you have to be there in the title. That's what I have for him. But realistically, for Arteta right now, if he doesn't win the league or the Champions League, he
for
should
me,
go
yeah,
because he should have been gone
realistic
3 years ago. Everybody knows that
for me,
I'm not leading, but he
realistically,
should
for
have been
him
gone
to
three
stay in
years
his
ago.
job and
So
buy
so
time,
so how about
he
you?
should just
What
win one
what
local trophy. Arsenal fans will calm down and be patient to get another season. But to win to win the league, his major goal is the problem is you have to look at the contribution, goal contribution. How many of your forward can give you at least 15 to 20 goals in the season, in the league, or in the season? So I know you want to name Gyökeres.
so
Gyökeres still feels like he still feels like he's just new and he's still like a
not even
misfit,
your
right?
case.
So
I wouldn't
if
even name your
Arteta can get him to deliver the way he's delivering in Sporting, which means you have to change your gameplay most likely for him to fit. But I don't think Arteta is that smart. I think he's very stubborn. And looking at the buys, the people that he's buying, how many?
so
Does Saka probably will give you 15. The rest are not going to contribute anywhere. But you look at Liverpool now, they have Salah who's probably going to deliver 20 something to 30. You have Florian Wirtz, you have other guys in the midfield that can give them like 8 or 10. So the goals have to come because it's not just about defending or being solidly at the defense, right? That's one problem that I think Man you had last season too. It was the scoring problem because when you're scoring, your opponent will most likely be defending because Arsenal possesses the ball a lot and covers,
yes, say the hardest part
which
of
is where the
football
problem
is
So
scoring,
I
putting the
doubt
ball
I'm
at
not
the back
scared
of the
of
net,
Man
which is true.
City, but I'm more scared of Liverpool and the kind of mentality they are trying to grow now. They are trying to grow dominance. At this point now, I wish that Arteta won this league. Liverpool might not have money to be spending like this. They will probably be questioning Anslot and his methods.
Yeah, but at my what Liverpool is doing. Liverpool is strengthening from a point
Yep.
of strength. That's what they're doing.
Yes, so recruiting
Remember,
from a point of strength
remember,
is a big deal. Oh.
remember, Salah
100%.
probably has maybe 2 seasons. So what they're trying to do right now is to get Isaac and take it a calm down. They blend in with Salah. The pressure is not on them so much. They blend into the system, and then once Salah is declining or has declined or is ready to leave, they take over. That's what Liverpool is
If they
basically
should get
doing, and
Isak,
which I
if they should
admire.
get Isak,
Because
it's
they know
going to
Salah will
be
not be there for long. Salah has
Exactly.
this is probably
but
Salah's
I,
last
I,
season or the
I
next
feel
season to
like
come.
Havers
He doesn't
Yeah,
have
and
more than 2 years
2 years.
left.
if he can get
They
the
gave him two
partnership of
years.
Havers and Gyökeres, it might really work if he can get it. If he can get it,
Exactly. You don't
if he
need to
can get
you don't
both
need to
of
play
them
either
in,
or. That's my
it might
problem with the
help.
formation. It doesn't have to
But
be either or. These two strikers.
If you want my honest opinion, I will sell Havertz, even if it's for 40 million. I'll sell him
that's
and get a
another thing. You
second
can get
striker. That's it.
Mateta,
Go
but
for
then
Mateta in
Mateta,
Palace, who I'll go for.
and
Hmm.
So now I have Mateta and I have
yeah,
Gyökeres. That's it.
Or
And I follow your formation, which is like a 4-4-2.
if you don't want to go with
but
if you don't want to do
as
the
it stands, we
bandwagon
are
effect,
still
you just go for
we are
Osimhen.
still in back of Arsenal for
But,
team
but Osimhen,
trophiness
Osimhen has gone
as
to
the top
Galatasaray, so
contender.
that's.
He did. They played tonight. He wasn't even in the squad, Osimhen. So I don't even think.
I think he's injured. I think he was injured. I
Oh,
think.
okay.
So Jude, you also don't believe in Ateta's.
The problem is the manager. When you
You
people
don't
are
believe in
blaming
Ateta at all.
Martinelli, you understand? Look at managers. When you bring a player, Pep, Conte, every other person, a great manager sees this is your inability, this is your potential. Remember Mourinho telling Dele Ali, if you don't work now, you're going to suffer. Is he not suffering now? Like Ateta is not seeing potential. I feel like Ateta is
He's
even
suffering.
limiting Saka because all you are doing is just playing me on that wing and he cuts in and
He
try to.
is.
It's going to be a failed. It's going to be a failed tactics this season.
No,
Like
but
it's going to be a failed
that's
tactics.
he's
Hmm.
limiting. If everybody remember when Saka burst into the scene, remember how explosive he was when he
But I
started?
just feel like he could
He's
have
still
been
explosive, if you
more.
ask me.
He's still, but like I think I think now he's more like a robot.
Saka,
He's explosive, but he's
robot.
more like a robotic explosion. That's
I
what he
think the
does.
problem is everybody can predict what Saka is going to do
Yep.
because the formation
Look at.
restricts him.
Do
He
you
has
think
to
if
hug that
Palmer
line,
had gone to Arsenal, do
cutting.
you think he'll flourish like this? Palmer won't flourish. He won't. The only person that has freedom
No,
in
He will
Arsenal
never.
is
he
He
won't
will not be
flourish like
given a
this.
free role.
in attack is what's his name, the that their midfielder Odegaard. That's the only person that has, because he's the one that dictates the flow of attack, pushes the ball, arranges the pass. But then he's like a problem. He's the problem is the same thing. I have a little bit problem with Bruno. Like they are the main anchor. If 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 it doesn't go their way that
Which is
match,
not supposed to
just
be
looks like your
though.
team is useless. The whole team is going to be useless.
The team is
So
affected. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought.
Which is
especially when
one of
it's
the
And
in the
this is
problems with
and,
midfield.
teams that
When the
are
person is in
reliant
the
on one
midfield,
I'm
it's a
glad.
person,
problem. When the
which
person
is
is
their
attack,
and
best.
this is where I have a
you can
problem
at
with the
least
coach.
sub him and put somebody else or create a pathway for us. But that midfield,
And this is where I have a problem with Arteta. I see Odegaard as an eight, rather not a 10. Odegaard is the person that links is the link person from the 6 to the 8, and then 8 gives balls to the 10, which is why I want them to get Eze, because Eze is going to be is the 10 I want. So Odegaard's job is to give him the ball, and he does the
How much
distribution.
is Palace asking for Eze?
I
68
don't. This
million, I
Ateta
think.
conversation.
Arsenal has started with this their
This
pricing like you're
I think
buying like you're
the
buying
Ateta
I,
conversation for me
I said Arsenal should
68
is
focus
million.
on
They will
local
go and
title.
offer
They should focus on FA
67.6.
Cup or Carling Cup. So that way Ateta can buy one more season.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah,
That's my own. Because
yeah. I don't really get the Ateta discourse. I think for me it's kind of like Bruno at Man U. If and I mean and I hate to give Arsenal any credits, but I think Ateta has been one of the best managers in the Premier League of the last 5 to 10 years. Um,
Shoti. Nobody has taken
no,
away his credit.
I think
Nobody
by
has taken his
definition,
credit. I've always praised him.
I think by definition, I think people kind of are. I think it's unfair to be judging Arteta in this era where we've seen Pep and Klopp basically. The only person who has won the most leagues in the last 10 years is Pep, and they're a freak of nature, followed by Klopp, right? Who managed and in his height of Klopp's success, I think he only won one Premier League. Basically
but
in his time
but
here. So it's
Yeah,
not
wait, I'm
if
waiting
Klopp.
for you to finish. When
No,
you
wait
finish,
but he
now.
was
Just
winning
hold on a
trophy.
bring
But
second.
he
back
was
Arteta.
winning other trophies beside it. That's the issue.
Yes, if Klopp was so successful, right, and Klopp is considered such a genius manager, and he's at that level of Pep. Only won one Premier League trophy basically in this last time. So I think Arteta, from my perspective, gets some grace from me for not having won the Premier League. I think over the last 6 years, you've also seen consistent improvements from Arsenal. So Arsenal hasn't taken a step back. What's the worst you can accuse them is of being stagnant? And even then, I think you've seen, even if they were stagnant in terms of position, they've improved in terms of domination of play. So the way Arsenal played and their position in Champions League, they got further the Champions League this last time than they got any previous year. So from my perspective, Arteta is following a clearly like consistently improving trajectory. And if not for what I'm saying, this modern era of looking for instant gratification, I don't see where Arsenal could possibly be looking for a better alternative than Arteta. I think it should be looking to build. I think it should be looking. It should be looking
Okay,
to build a
I think
long-term,
I,
10 or
I'll
15
counter
year
you.
legacy,
Finish.
or if not more, with Arteta. Because know how in that time a trophy is going to
So,
come out of it.
No,
I'm not
you're
trolling.
trolling.
I
That's
understand.
how I know
I'm
I
you're
being
trolling.
understand.
But
dead
continue.
serious.
It's
You're
ideology
trolling right
of
now.
giving Ateta credit, but nobody's taking it. The thing we're saying is that he's not utilizing what he has.
Sure,
He's
yeah,
sitting at the
exactly.
helm of affairs, able to dictate how to buy players and remove players. He has the same power as almost like Pep.
he has absolute power in
Klopp,
Arsenal.
Klopp almost. I'm just saying almost.
No,
Klopp,
not the same.
Klopp,
More.
Klopp won a trophy.
He has more.
No, it's more. Ateta chose the director of
Club,
sports.
club,
Do you know have you ever
No,
heard
club,
no,
of that before?
club
no, but
either
guys,
by
Somebody a coach is
ideology
choosing who will be the
is
director
not
of sport.
spend doesn't spend that much, or maybe the club was reflected. I feel like
No,
if
it's not
FSG is
Club,
ideology.
the
backing,
club,
FSG
he would
didn't
have
no,
back
but
actually
him.
like
buy
let's look
players
at
FSG
that
didn't
will
back
club.
run
him.
off Arteta. One, two, any big team.
They didn't back him,
Let's look
so
at
you
the
can't
fact
back
of
him.
success. Any
He
big
didn't even
team,
have
name it
final say.
Chelsea,
Remember, he had Michael Edwards. He never had
Chelsea,
final
Man
say.
City, Man U, Madrid, Barcelona. Arteta won't be sitting there in the fourth season without a trophy or third season self. He would have gone.
No. What I
so each of these
and
clubs that you
that's where
brought
my
up as an
point comes in.
example.
Sorry.
My point with Arteta is that
Go ahead, John. Sorry, respond to everybody in full.
so what I'm saying, my issues with Arteta is that nobody's saying I give him credit for the progression, which I've always said, right? But then my point is, bro, as you're progressing, you're supposed to be seeing small, reaping small rewards. If Arteta had won like Carling Cup 3 years ago and FA Cup 2 years ago, Arsenal fans won't be really bothered. But the issue is that he keeps on throwing away those other cups and going for the major trophies, right?
I'm not
And
still not
keeps on
winning them.
flopping and still not winning them. So that makes no sense. Every manager, when you come to a new job, your first target is not even to win the league. I remember what Mourinho said when he first came to Chelsea. The target was what? That's why he went for all the trophies. He went for Carling Cup first and he won it because what that does is that it gives your players the
You can
mindset that
win it.
yo,
You
okay,
can win it.
we can win now.
Yes.
So from there now, you take even Pep, his first trophy he won was the Carling Cup because it's like a mindset builder. You win that one, then you move up to the next one. Then now you cannot chase this. Now you want to skip four steps and
So to
go
be
to
fair
step
to be
seven.
fair to
Are
Arteta
you, who are
again,
you?
right?
That's
The
what
two
Arteta
examples
wants
that
to do.
you've given.
And then, so sorry. Shoti, sorry. I think it's unfair to say Arsenal fans are asking for instant gratification. After year what? Arteta has been in
He's in
Arsenal. This
six.
is sixth year.
This
That's
is
not
No,
seventh
no.
year.
So
This
let's
is
so let's
seventh
so
year.
let's put it
This is
in.
He's
seventh
entering
year.
So let's
seventh
put
He
it
came
season.
in
in
29.
context. And again, I hate to be in this position of defending Arteta. We talked about Klopp. Klopp took over a team that was one Gerrard slip away from winning the Premier League.
Can you stop this comparison with
No, no,
Arteta
no,
and
no.
Klopp? Klopp's first season, he entered the European final. Klopp's first season,
In his sec,
it was
in
in the
his
I
second
European
think you're
season, he
making
final.
my
got the
points for
Europa
me,
League.
right? Because
In
what
the
I'm saying
next
is that
season,
the whole point I'm saying is that you're discrediting Arteta for not having won a trophy in this climate, basically in this 7 year climate where Pep and Klopp have been dominating, right? And I'm saying that those two guys are freaks of nature. Pep for his own talent and for the backing that he has from Saudi, and Klopp by virtue of the fact that
Okay,
hold
okay,
on,
Shoti.
Johnny
Let me
Boy.
let me.
Klopp by virtue of the fact that he took over a
Okay,
team that
continue.
was one Gerrard slip away from winning the Premier League, right? That's the team that Klopp took over. So you can say what you want about not backing him, but he was in a good position basically to start. Arteta started with Aubameyang, and I forget the crap that he had working for him, right? And every single year, so first they went from punching above their weight, right? So that was the initial thing with Arsenal Arteta. They were punching above their weight. It was clearly the work of tactics initially. The good signs that we saw from Arteta and Arsenal was clearly the work of the coach's ambition and ability, not signings. Signings came in the Declan Rice era. Recently is when Arsenal have started doing the kind of signings to match the talent that Arteta has brought to the table. So I'm saying, how can you punish this guy for with a weaker team from a weaker position, not having won a trophy in this climate where the only people who have won trophies are literal geniuses, right? And so you're asking for FA Cup.
No,
no, no,
see,
no, 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 no.
let me.
This is
You're
first.
Man
This is
U,
not
you're lying.
season
You're
now.
you're lying to our viewers. Newcastle won the Cali Cup
the
last
season
season.
Crystal
before,
Palace
Crystal
won
Palace,
the FA Cup. Come
won
on,
FA Cup last
you
a
can
season.
win
dead a
some.
dead
Not only that,
What?
defeated one.
United
No,
won.
okay.
United won
So
FA Cup last season.
what is Newcastle using the FA Cup for?
Even Ten Hag won the
What?
Thank you.
Okay, Ten Hag
trophy.
are talking about now. What is Ten Hag using his
What are you
FA Cup
saying?
for right
He
now,
has a
or
CV
for
to
Man
coach
U?
another team.
Are we not 3 Man U fans on this?
Sh-
Three Man U fans on this panel. Three Man U fans on this
You're not
panel.
getting
Can we not
what we're
admit
saying.
to ourselves that
What we're saying.
losing that Europa League last year was a blessing in disguise? Right? Have we not? As United fans, losing
Losing
the
what?
Europa last year was a
I
blessing in
would say
disguise.
so.
Because we
You
have
probably would have
papered
gotten
over the
players
cracks.
I
that
wouldn't
are,
say
that are
so
much better.
Oh, I
because
agree. Personally,
no,
I
Thank
agree.
you. No.
Personally, I
Okay.
It
agree.
gives you focus.
I like us. We are not even in Europe.
So if you
No,
agree,
absolute
then you
focus.
should
No European
you should
distraction.
appreciate the
We're not going to
concept
win the
that
Champions
that
League.
winning a
Like you
trophy,
said.
especially a trophy like FA Cup or Carling Cup or Europa, could be papering over the
No.
cracks. and it's better to build. It's better to
Which
build
I agree.
a deeper, more solid
Which I
foundation.
agree.
A solid foundation of 6 years of
Which
7
I
consistent
agree.
years.
top
Which is why I
four,
Solid
said
three
foundation.
of
Those
those
players
years
are
in
going
top
to
two,
retire in 5 years
right?
or three
That's a
years.
deeper
When will they
foundation
now win the trophy?
than FA Cup here,
Then
Carling
remember, they
Cup
are
there.
human beings. They are
But yeah.
players.
She'll,
They have a span of 3 to 5 years to
you
excel.
treat
After 3 to 5 years,
you,
you are going to buy another new
you
breed.
can you can do both. You can actually do both. And what we're saying is that the season, for instance, the season 3 years ago when he blew the 8 point league, if he had won the Carling Cup and came second, Arsenal
I don't
still
believe
The
win.
that,
same thing
but
now
sure.
with
The
Tottenham. They
season
were indifferent
we
with
took
their coach after
match
the team, but
the
they
season
had
we
to sack him.
this season
Then 11 had to sack him.
the season we took City to the last the season we took City to the last day of season. If he had won an FA
I
Cup,
don't
that's
believe that either.
nobody would have complained. And don't forget people that it would have been. And also, to me, I feel he blew the lead. You can't be 8 points
Sure, you
ahead
can.
and
We've done
lose
it
the league
before.
5 games
Manu
left.
has done
That's that
worse.
be
By somebody
Fergie
that has won
himself
the
has
league
done
several
worse
times now.
in terms of
Nobody has not won the
blowing the
league.
league. Okay,
He won the league.
calm down, calm down. Okay, and then what happened the next season? Thank you. Okay, now the next season, what happens? What happened? He made a greater mistake because that's my problem with Arteta. Arteta tends to make the biggest mistakes when you expect him not to make them. That's my issue with him.
wait, pause,
I go back to that
pause there,
3 years,
Jennifer.
2 years ago.
Any manager who would have long
Okay.
term success at Arsenal, and I believe the same thing about Amorim at United. Don't you think they should be allowed to make those kind of mistakes? Like, don't you think they should be allowed to?
Yes,
Year seven.
but not at crucial,
Year
but not
seven.
at crucial, but not at crucial points. Look at Pep. Pep kept on making the same mistake in Champions League. The season he chose, remember 2021, I think when he played Chelsea, what did he do? He dropped Aguero. Who does that?
No, but
You
this is
drop
why I don't like
your
the
main
Pep.
goal
This is why I
scorer.
don't like the Pep argument because
But he learnt his lesson.
it's basically either you're a Pep or you're a failure.
No,
You
nobody
can't
classified
Pep
No,
can't
no,
be
no,
the
no,
Pep
G.
as a
benchmark.
failure.
No, no, no,
No, we
no,
wouldn't.
no.
Klopp can't be the benchmark either. These two guys
They
that
are
you're
white
mentioning
and bad. They
are
are
literally like
different worlds
exceptional
apart.
managers, the best of a generation.
So Lemon,
I
my
totally.
problem with you is
They
that you
can
keep
be.
putting Pep and Klopp and Ateta in the same conversation. I don't know, maybe just to suit your narrative.
Even
And I don't even
even
understand where.
You're
Arteta
not,
and
you're not mates,
Arteta
please.
Let
and
me
It's true.
Ten
You're
remind
not
you
Hag
of
mates.
in
Klopp's timeline.
PCH.
Wait,
No,
Lemuel,
but the
relax.
reason why I'm
Lemuel,
bringing them up, Dixon,
Arteta and
is
Ten
because
Klopp
Hag.
joined Liverpool.
I brought those guys up.
Even
Lemuel,
Wait, hold on,
Maresca
everyone.
right now.
Dick Dixon wants to
wait,
go.
Lemuel, Klopp joined Liverpool mid season of 2015 of 2015. He got to the
Yeah,
Europa final. He lost it.
yeah.
3 years later, he was back in an European final again. This time around,
He
Champions
won
League,
it.
he lost it.
They won.
2018
He lost it. Yeah,
to
yeah.
Madrid. Then the next year again, he won it. You are not comparing that with somebody who is not
I'm not
competing every
comparing
year.
it.
And the next
I'm
year,
not
he won the
comparing
league.
it.
Thank you.
So in his
He won
first
the
five
league.
years, in his first 5 years, he had been to 3 European finals. He had won one. He had won the league. In his first
Yes.
5 years,
League.
Ateta in
No,
his
hold
seventh
on,
year,
Dixon.
he has only won one
And
FA Cup.
Klopp with all that
And Klopp was not
with all that
spending like you
achievements.
say he had money.
With
So
all
I
that
don't get
achievement
it.
of Klopp, right? He as good as he was, he only won one trophy in that 5 years. One Premier League trophy, one Champions League trophy in that 5 years. The only other manager who saw yes, in the first 5 years, and he burnt out and he left. The only in that time, the only other manager who saw
He had a
in
in that
greater
time that Klopp
competition.
won,
Though.
the only other manager
He
who
had
saw
a
trophy
greater
to win
competition.
was Pep.
Conte won league now. Conte won league.
No, Conte. Sorry,
Conte
Conte won
won
the league with
now.
Chelsea.
Come on, Conte won
Please.
Conte
2016.
won
So
in no
don't
words
make
now
it look
in a
like
10 year
Conte
I'm
period.
won
sorry.
against
In a
Klopp and
10 year
Pep.
period, Pep won 8, Klopp won 1, Conte won 1,
So
another
let me
1.
ask you: in a 10-year period, do you think
In
Arteta
fact,
will win one
I'm
league?
sorry. You guys, you are matched. Go see. Carlo
Okay,
Ranieri also won the league.
so
So
let's
add
say
Ranieri
Pep won
there.
let's say
In
Pep won
the last 10
7,
years,
Pep
Ranieri.
won
Ranieri won
7,
the league.
Klopp won
Do
1,
you
Conte
think
won, Ranieri
Arteta will
won.
still win?
That's the tenor that we want to crucify Arteta for.
Do you think Arteta, as you are
Okay,
defending
she
him,
will
do you think
answer
Arteta
Jude's
will win?
question. In the
Shebu, let me ask you a question now. If you are about to hire a coach,
in the
what will
next
you be
five
looking
years.
at? Consistency or club statement?
He almost
What
won
will
it.
you be looking at?
He almost won it.
See, I'm
He almost won it.
I would love it. I would love it so much if Arsenal fire Arteta, because for
I
me
think
that's setting them
firing
back
him will.
another 3 years, right?
Firing will be a good deal for them.
No, no. See, that's where the issue is. The, the problem will be when you hire the wrong personnel. See, we all laughed here when most fans laughed when Liverpool went for Amorim. I'm sorry, Liverpool went for Slot and they didn't go for Amorim. Remember, Liverpool wanted to go for Amorim, but they were like, Amorim's ball is taken away from kind of what Slot, sorry, what club did. So it's all about getting the right manager,
Right.
and that's what
For
Liverpool
me,
did. They remember they wanted
much
to go for Amorim. So now it boils down to that's what I'm
Please,
saying:
you
getting
have to
people that have football
go
brain.
for a winner.
Because people
Go
that
for
have
somebody
football,
who knows
look
how
at
to win
Brighton.
the league.
Brighton sacked
You also have to
Brighton.
go for
Brighton.
somebody who knows how
Brighton
to
have
win
had
the
like
league,
four
so
managers,
that you don't
four
have to stress
managers in the
yourself.
last 4 years.
And
But
you
guess,
will not notice.
but guess, but guess what? They are consistent.
Yes.
They are consistent because why? They know the type of manager they're looking for and they go for that. So this boils down to okay now who is in charge of us selecting the next manager? What are we?
so
What style
these
of
are
play are we
the
going
What do
for?
so
we
the
want?
What
parameters
are requirements?
for
What do we
replacing
want?
No.
Arteta are a manager who will continue the
No,
style of play,
move on.
but is also a winner.
No,
No,
no, no, no,
no,
no.
a manager
No,
who
the
will
first
not
criteria.
deviate.
No, the first
eh,
criteria is who's going to win.
Okay,
Who's going to win? No, right now we're not looking for that. The first criteria number one is a winner.
Style of
That's
play.
the first thing you're looking for, because we are past the stage of
I
style of
think
play.
I think
First,
my
right now is
my
first thing we're
position
going
or
for is winner.
my what I'm putting forward, right, you guys, is that the quote unquote type of winners that are available in football, they come with a handicap, meaning they come with a minimum 2 to 3 year period, and you have to start again when they leave.
And
I
that is
think no.
So
fine.
so
You move
so
with
so
time,
if
bro.
that's
You move
fine
with
for you,
time.
The problem with
right,
that
then that's
quote
fine.
unquote winners
Okay,
that you're giving 2 to 3 years is
Chelsea.
that when it gets to 2 to 3 years, most clubs tend not to fund or support. The other teams tend to buy, and the club does not support. So that's where the struggle come in.
And Shewti, we are moving with times. You always mention that we should not mention club Pep. Pep is the only manager that stayed that long. So let's
If
take
it's
away Pep. The
if you want to
average
win, you see more
lifespan of
funding.
modern day
Like
manager is
at
three
least they
years.
can manage the player for 1 or 2 years. You need to do
Let's look
add-on,
at it.
remove some.
So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that because the modern
So
lifespan of managers right now is three
so
years,
so
which I'm fine with.
responding to the to Jude's points first, right? The one of not backing. I think the reason why that happens is because the rubber meets the road, right? I think in football fandom we like to pretend like the only solution is to just buy new players. But if you're the owner of a club who is spending 200 million every year, after a while you tell a coach, "Hey, coach, earn your fucking pay and coach."
You don't
Right?
actually
It's
need
not
to
every year that you have
spend
to sign.
you
So
don't actually need to
after two or
spend
three
200
years,
million. The team that won you league this season might need only 1 or 2 add-ons. Every season, 1 or 2 add-ons.
True,
While you are
I'm
trading
saying
players and bringing few that team up, so that saves you money. This money you see Liverpool spending now
which
is
is one thing
part of
Liverpool
the
has
years
done
of
since.
somebody not
no way, Jude.
And not only that, Liverpool have made sales of
I want us
almost
to
200 million.
segue
People
right
forget
to
that.
to maybe even this Liverpool first, but I was responding to that point, and then for you, Johnny Boy, that you're saying the average lifespan of a modern day football manager is 3 years. I think that's the condition make referees bend, right?
Yes.
I think these are clubs responding to the pressures of modern day football, as started by Abramovich. Abramovich is the one that started this whole trend of sacking managers every 3 years.
And, and which is
No,
fine. And
but
which is
but I
fine.
think
And which is fine
as
actually.
Liverpool showed, as by having Klopp for 5 to 7 years, as Pep and Man City showed by sticking with Pep, as Arsenal have shown by sticking with what do you call it, Arteta for a long time. I think
Yeah, but the difference is with those managers are winners. That's my point. Klopp was even before he came to Liverpool, Klopp was a winner. Arteta has
no,
not won any shit. Arteta has not
it's
won
fine,
shit.
right?
So I buy so I can get giving Klopp
Let's
time
talk about
because Klopp is a winner.
let's talk
And like Obi
about
said,
Liverpool.
he won in his third season. He won
So
something.
I
So
totally take your point. My own position
okay,
is I pray that Arsenal sack Arteta. I would love it. I
that's
hope
what
so
he's
much
trying to
that you
do.
guys
I
sack
think
him.
we can move on to
Yes,
another
yes.
conversation.
So Liverpool, I think I'll throw my gauntlet down and say that my personal opinion that Arne Slot rode the wave of Klopp and benefited from Klopp's hard work to win the league. I don't think Liverpool looked particularly strong or secure in any other competition, Champions League, FA Cup, or any of the other tournaments that they played.
No, no,
And I think this Liverpool is up
give
for
them
the
kudos.
is
Now they
up for the
went to
taking.
Carling Cup final at least.
This is my so if you recall, I spent the entire I
And
spent
not
the
only
entire
that.
time last season betting against or predicting Liverpool losses all the time, right? So Jude, let's start with you. My argument is that Salah, Van Dijk, the loss of Trent, the personal internal drama within the squad, the loss of Premier League experienced players like Luis Diaz, the personal issue that Diogo Jota went through. I think all of that's going to affect
Oh,
Liverpool
that's true.
negatively. I think
Jota.
Slot is going to cast. Do you think Liverpool are on course to win another Premier League? You know, how do you see their season basically and their transfer activity?
Is it me or okay?
Yes, it's you,
For
Jude.
me,
Yeah.
so far, uh,
To you.
I'm predicting them to win the league. Yeah. That's my own. It's not about. I think looking at their preseason, they are still balling. They probably conceded a little now. Maybe when the league starts, we'll see. But the issue is winning games that matter. It builds momentum. They probably don't have a serious, like big serious features like where we or some people are piled up. So they'll probably win those small games, those small teams, and build that momentum, get the points. They'll probably do the same mentality like they did last season. Try and get the points on time. Get it on time so that when that end comes, when there's big other competition that will distract them, they are already okay. If they probably get Isak, which I don't know how the drama will turn out to. If they get Isak, is also another experience in the league. This is an experienced goal scorer in the league. So all you need to do is probably just give him the ball. He's going to dribble one player and then score. You don't need to heavily rely on Salah. You also have free flowing guy like Florian Wiz. Their defense is still solid. So the only way I see them clumping is their midfield. Their midfield might be, but experience still pays, like from last season, and maybe their defense getting injured. That's the like one big player or two big players getting injured. That's one way to weaken it. Because if you look at Man City is not yet clicking. They'll take time. And the problem with Pep, I think Pep has gotten to
We
that
saw
point
that
where he
before
wants to
World
run
Cup
away,
now. They
but he
didn't do
doesn't know how
anything.
to run away. So he wanted to run. The wife
It's
flipped
possible. It's
him.
very
So
possible.
it's probably like it needs the players they are buying too doesn't even like blend into the normal Pep system. Do you understand? So they are buying people that let's try them out.
And with Van
Man
Dijk
U
to shoot
still.
anyhow.
I have to see the first 5 to 10 games of Man U to be able to say, okay, Amorim can challenge for the title. Right now, I'm just hoping for top four. That's what my hope is.
Wait,
Yeah,
leave
I'm
my
just
you
giving
first.
you like the people
Uh,
that are opponents to him.
Manage expectation.
Arteta is not a serious manager. You probably follow them and compete, and then in the 24th game, he will forget about it and be focusing on Champions League that he's not going to win. And then he'll start resting players for league. Only because Liverpool is probably 3 or 4 points away from him. Chelsea is another silent contender. If they believe in themselves, they'll probably do better. Those are the only two people that I see that are
Yes.
serious. But Chelsea is on the if they will believe in themselves. Because if they don't, so that's why I say when you look at the whole thing, is it Brighton, Abi Newcastle, Abi who do you want to
Liverpool
compare with
is
Liverpool to win the league? So them winning the league is like a sure path for them to climb, especially with all these things they are buying. Once you can get them to ball again, which they are doing in preseason, it's just going to kickstart. Like you have the same manager, few squad, do 2 or 3 add-ons that will start the team, and
right.
you are good. Next season again, they'll buy 1 or 2. You are good. By next
This is
season, they
like
will sack Arteta. Pep would have run away. Amorim will probably be on a confused state of whether to leave or not. Maresca will probably be like, give me 1 more season. Where
so
Arteta is, he still has the right. So it's
so
just those things, those factors is what you look. The mentality is people die. I'm sorry to say, but I feel the loss will be there. They probably it's like been like 2 3 months. Diego Jota was a crucial part of the team, but wasn't crucial last season. So it wasn't that crucial.
yeah, I don't know about that, right? That's what I want to ask.
And
Don't
also,
want to do that, but that's what
and
I want
also,
to ask Dixon, right? I mean, if my memory serves me, what I remember last season was a lot of goals from
Yeah,
Luis
that's
Diaz. You know, a lot of goals from Diogo. A lot of goals from Diogo Jota as well. Crucial goals, right? There were games that those guys were
No, last
yeah,
season.
crucial
That's a
it's
goals.
lot
still
of
a
there.
goals.
decent amount
They're
of
about to
goals. And I
sell
remember
the
based
No,
on
that's
based
crucial
why
on
they are
goals,
pushing
crucial
for a
FPL.
goals,
striker.
crucial. Yeah,
If they
crucial
can get
goals.
Isak, if they can get sacked, they've solved most of the
Jota,
goal problem.
Jota,
Isak and
Jota's go
Salah
won them the
will
league.
probably deliver.
Well,
Then the wingers, you still have
right.
Wiz there.
I
Florian Wiz also scores.
no, I understand that you're persuaded,
Yes.
right? I'm trying to present the alternative
The,
case
the thing
and
is that their
see what
slack
Dixon
won't
thinks
be that
about it.
much
So
compared to what the others are doing. So it all depends on how the others turn up in the season. But I don't really have
no, so
faith. I don't really
in this
have faith in
scenario,
Arteta. That's just the problem. Arteta is the closest that
let's
could
assume it's a
challenge,
competitive
but I
season,
don't really
right?
have faith in him.
Let's assume it's a competitive.
So
So hold on,
mine is that.
Dixon. Let's assume it's a competitive
Okay, go
season,
on.
right? And everybody else steps up. Do you think it might take some time for people like Florian Wirtz, for people like Ekitike, for them to really gel into this, for them to gel into this Liverpool squad? Because I think the Premier League is full of £100 million, £80 million players from the Dutch league or wherever who, were ballers there and were not able to turn up, or German league itself, or were not able to turn up in England. Are you convinced about Slot, another league for Liverpool in the bag?
So honestly, whether I'm convinced about him or not, if you ask me, I think is secondary. What matters is he deserves his credit for winning the league in his first season. Because hypothetically, and I use the word hypothetically because we can never really find out. If it was many other coaches with the same squad, same circumstance, there are no guarantees they would have won that league. So, in as much as Klopp laid the foundation, we must also give him his credit being able to manage the team. Because most coaches come to a team and then what they want to do is impose their style. They want to do that. And then I listen to a lot of his post-match conferences. He says, I'm not trying to change a lot. The only thing is changing is just the direction of play. So Klopp likes to build from fullbacks.
Right.
So he has Robertson and what is it called? Robertson and Trent.
Arnold.
Arnold,
Arnold.
Arnold and Robertson. They are the creative spark of the team. So the play for Klopp starts from the fullbacks. But Slot said no, I want it from the middle. So last season, he saw a lot of McAllister. I think
Yeah.
Gravenberch played all their games. So he wanted the creativity to come from the middle, the attack. So his players had more of the ball. I listened to Van Dijk, one of the interviews. He said the difference between Klopp and Slot is that now they have the ball more. Because under Klopp, what happens is there's a lot of quick transition. But now the transition is slower because Liverpool hold the ball more. And last season, you could see Van Dijk touch the ball a lot of times compared to previous seasons where Van Dijk was more defending than holding ball. But last season, you saw him a lot of time. He will hold the ball, he move the ball forward. Van Dijk was literally at the center of the pitch in most times of the games. So what I'm saying is, he just learned to. He didn't because the system was not broken, so there's no need fixing it. He just tweaked a little
True.
here and there. So we must give him credit. And you have to also look at man management. Look at how he handled Salah's contract saga. Look at how he handled a lot of players who were on the verge of to go or not to go. Trent's contract stuff could have gone another way, could have affected team spirit if he didn't handle it well. So you have to also give him that credit beyond what even happened on the pitch and the things that happened off the pitch. Managing Luis Diaz, managing. There was rumor during the season that what is the name of this failure in the middle? This their
Darwin Nunes.
attacker, this comedian. No, Nunes. There was rumor during the season that Nunes was leaving, but he still kept him like okay, managing him. He didn't leave in January.
Comedian.
So you have to look at the way he handled the man management skill. You must give him that credit. Of course, it will always be a question mark on his success that it was lost club's team he used to succeed. However, we must give him his due credit. Okay. Now, whether they will win the league this season is yet to be seen. I think they will. I think they will because, like Jude said, I think Pep is at that point. It's like business. You start a business and then you grow. You remember what they taught us in economics? Businesses get to a business cycle. If you remember it, business gets to a maturity point. There's no up again. It's only downward or to remain at that line. But there's
That line.
nothing to go higher again. So you look at some companies in real life today. They can't go higher than they've been. So they've peaked. They can only stay afloat or to be going downwards. I think Pep is at that point in his career. There's no higher to go again. Because I do not see Pep. I watched Pep during the Club World Cup. I don't know if you watched him, and the team was not convincing. So you will even still see there's like that hangover from last season. They've not.
They still have their defensive lapses. Their defensive
Absolutely.
lapses test
And
is
Rodri was back. You would think, okay, this will change anything. It didn't exactly change much. Their games, they were still conceding. They were not scoring a lot, and he's still relying on Doku, who is a one-way player. And then you look at the game. They've not really replaced KDB. You know, KDB is like he does like 80% of their assists. KDB is a big loss for them. I really do not
yeah, he
understand
is.
why they didn't replace him. The players that came in.
I mean, they might
And
say
then I
that they
heard
brought
this
Czechia
guy
in.
is leaving. This guy that was signed in to replace Rodri,
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, has been told to go. So just imagine if an ACL is an injury. So if history is anything to go by,
They have
ACL
Kovacic.
is an injury that can reoccur. We've seen it happen in Premier
Kovacic.
League.
Yes.
So imagine Rodri has another
I
ACL
guess like
now.
sticking with
Okay, so let me say
sticking with
couple.
sticking with City for now, right? Johnny Boy, you can take this. I would imagine that the thing that Pep is chasing is maybe Fergie's legacy. So the only thing that's left for Pep to do is to rebuild a whole new Man City team from scratch, and then 2 years time or 3 years time from now,
Yes.
Which I
right?
feel that's why it's still here.
So I mean, so how do you see this season playing out for City? I mean, I think if they last season was a freak, right? Like I think they were going through a lot, but if they're able to be steady, is it a top four, top three team, or do you think they could surprise? They could surprise us.
So to me, I'm giving them underdog status, them and Chelsea, and this is why I give Man City underdogs because it will depend a lot about Rodri. Rodri is we saw last time. Rodri is a key part of Man City. So now it depends on how Rodri is going to adapt back. We all knew he had an ACL injury. ACL injury is very one of the most difficult injuries to come back from. So my question now for City now is how Rodri is going to adapt. How well the Rodri is he going back to his old Rodri or is going to be playing with a little bit of caution because of injury. But if it's that way, then City have no chance. But if Rodri comes back to his best, then they definitely have a chance because I saw Reinders. Reinders looks a good buy.
Yes. Yes.
Um, Che- then Checky, I don't know. Check to me, Check is a maverick, so you don't know what you're going to get from him. So I'm not going to really say anything much about him. Another point now with Man City now is their defense. Their defense is their weak link right now because I don't that Nori they bought is not a left back. He's to me he's more like this is their nonsense inversion rubbish. To me, it's like a midfielder playing left back. That's why I see him as and they don't have a right back. People forget they don't have a right back because they sold Kai Walker. So literally right now they don't have a right back. So
You
they're
know,
going to be
Pep
probably
like
be
to
playing.
use
Yeah,
Still
archaic
yeah.
stones
Gabado.
And
there.
what's
He
that guy's name
just
now? Oscar
So
Oscar
so
Bob or what's
so,
his
so
name?
you probably be using no they, no no they use no they use
Oh,
the Portuguese
Nunes.
guy that they were using last what's his name the guy from Wolves. Yes, they'll probably use him as right back, and he's no right back. So
no. I won't
defense.
consider him. If they would even rather use Rico
Luke
Lewis.
Luke
They
Lloris, yeah,
won't
Luke
use
But
him
Lloris
that's
is
what
the
there.
he was.
guy. Yeah.
So to me, defensively they are still suspect. So that is one aspect of City that might be their
And
Achilles
then
heel.
another
But
important point:
but
City has lost fear factor. Nobody goes into a game against City again and panicking.
yeah, because
Two,
of
three
last
years
season, yeah,
ago,
you're
you
right.
enter the pitch, you're already having low self-esteem.
No,
But
that's
now,
that's a
I mean, it
that's
is
a
what it
good
is.
so that I can let this thing
So
go. That's a good way to segue Johnny Boy.
so so
Fear
so
factor and staying in Manchester, right? Let's talk about the other Manchester club, and this will be the last point, before we wrap up. Manchester United today unveiled a new training ground, Carrington. I don't know if you guys have seen the clips. The
The fear
effigy is
factor.
on the
I've
effigy
not
is
seen it,
on
but I saw it. Saw
one
the image.
million. Like the like they've done very nicely packaged, very nicely done modern architecture, very up to date. I'm sure Ronaldo is very happy wherever he is. This summer, we've let go of the stragglers.
Old Trafford is no longer
I'm
leaking,
sure they
so
fixed
that's
that
fine.
too. Like this summer, we've let go of the stragglers. Rashford has gone to Barcelona. Garnacho is on his way out. Sancho is probably going to leave too. Ericsson, we've not renewed his contract. Anthony, so we kicked them out. We brought in Benjamin Sesko, Matheus Cunha. Anthony,
Anthony has
they
left.
banished them to the
Sorry,
to the
Anthony has left,
Netherlands.
and
Like forget about those guys. They are not part of the future.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he has declared that Anthony
It's
is not in his
not in his
squad for this
plans.
season. He's
We
not
brought in
among
a
the
whole
squad.
new front three: Sesko, Cunha, and Mbeumo. And Ineos is whining us with this Baleba opportunity. So like Jude, for this season, like, do you feel the vibes? The good vibes are basically spreading through the air for
I,
United.
I can breathe
Do you
fresh
feel the
air
positivity?
and wear my jersey proudly for now. I think the first 5 matches will
Before
talk.
a single ball is kicked.
Right
That's
now,
so.
Arsenal can give them excuse. We are still blending, but I know they won't win us that easily. That's one. Oh, but we'll go with the mindset of going to win. That's the main thing first. Anyways, either of us are here to showcase our striker. Let's see this who did the deal on the striker. That's the main thing. He's striker from the one who
I mean, you can't
Haaland
judge after
entered
one
is the
day,
one.
good game. But
So he can
carry
from the
on,
one
carry
who
on.
entered.
No, but Jude, to narrow down the conversation, right? What are your expectations for Amorim and for the team this season, based on
It's not
these
in
new
Europe.
signings that we've done?
So for me, given what he has now, he should probably like push for title. I won't say push for top four, push for title. So we can land even if we're landing, we'll land at like a higher place
Thank
in the
you.
top four, but push for the title.
Wait,
Premier
which
League
title?
title,
Premier
yeah.
League title.
You should push for it.
Oh,
Then
okay.
probably if you want to
Yes.
save a job, just win one local competition on the side. But don't get distracted. The title should be his main focus. Then we can now go.
And and I mean, Dixon, I see you
Like just
shaking your
build
head, right?
consistency in the
Many United
games,
fans try to
winning
go.
games, consistency. Let's go
I
5
agree.
games unbeaten. From there we can target 10. From there, like that's all we have. We don't have any competition that is serious for us. So
Right.
I,
No, so many United fans tried to convince us last season that this team was actually a 15th place team, right? I never believed that. So from my perspective, the squad that we have, even
I
before
never believed
Cunha
that
and
too.
Buemo and Sesko, I always felt like we were a top 8, top 6 squad, and that it was Amorim's problem really, and that we ended up at 15th. But now they've given him the kind of players that he wants. So are you saying, Dixon, that you share Jude's expectation that we should shoot for title and maybe settle at top 4?
I don't know if it will be an overstretch to say we should shoot for the title, but I'm optimistic for a lot of reasons. But in 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 the past couple of years, this is the first time I'm looking forward to the league starting as a Man U fan, and it's not because I'm thinking we are going to win the league, but because there's a lot of breath of fresh air. For starters, Ferguson is no more in the club. He's no more hovering. His spirit is no more there. All those who are
Oh
losing,
my
they'll be telling
god.
us post Fergie. We won't hear that again. That has gone. He will not be coming to dressing room to give pep talk. That era is ended. All those his prodigies, Mr. Roy, they're out. Good. Second point is they've backed the manager. So now he knows that okay, the owners are in sync with me. They believe in me because you won't back who you don't believe in. So now it seems like they want him to be his own man. There's not going to be one authority somewhere that will be disguising. So and if you watch the preseason, you what you will notice about the team now is there's
Yeah.
more cohesion. The players are working more in sync. They're attacking as a group, they are defending as a group, and then the goals will be distributed. On our striker Sesko, I've not watched him a lot to have an opinion on him. However, for somebody who scored 13 league goals, 13, 1-3, in a supposedly inferior league, I'm not very optimistic
Right.
about him. But looking beyond him, the entire team, I'm optimistic based on what I've watched in the preseason. And this is Amorim's first full season. I think it's unfair whatever we're judging him by. He came in the middle of a hot streak where we were at our worst point. And he said it. He said this is the worst United team in history. Maybe not. Maybe that was a stretch, but he came at a very bad time for the team. So now I'm very optimistic. I've seen okay. And he has done something Maresca did last season. Maresca came with he met 45 players and he said, I do
Yeah.
not have 45 players, I have only 27. Identified quickly who he needed and who he didn't. Amorim has done that. He has told a lot of people, Ganacho, go and look for suitors. What's the name of this
Anthony Sancho.
And
Antonio, go and
Anthony,
look for somebody. So people he doesn't want, Sancho, go back to Dortmund. He has clearly identified who he wants to work with. So now we know where his head is. So I'm optimistic being a Man U fan. Whether we'll win the league or not is still a stretch. But I think we'll be in top four.
Yeah. So
We'll be
the
in top four. I'm happy we're not I'm also very happy we're not in Europe. No distraction. Train on Monday to Sunday. Full preparation, no traveling anywhere. Face what is
so
in
the
front of
opposite
you.
side of
So I'm
the opposite
optimistic.
side of
Top
this
four.
optimism is fear. And so, Johnny boy, how scared are you? For next week and for United, basically in general.
I,
Because the worst thing that could happen, the worst
I
thing that could
mean,
happen to you
we all know
guys,
that.
the worst thing that could possibly happen, is for some new manager to come and achieve more than Arteta has done in the last 7 years or so.
But would that be a bad thing? Shelty, that would really be a bad thing because maybe to open the eyes of some Arsenal fans to see that what
Forget
have been
about the
saying for
Arsenal
like three
fans.
years. So
For
that
you,
might actually
how
not
do
be
you
a bad
see
thing.
United? Right? Are you scared of these signings that United are making? If we bring in Baleba, um,
Obviously, I'm definitely no. I don't even want to count Kabila because he's not there. So
okay,
let me just stick with the ones that have been confirmed. I'm already scared of United. I think on the group chat I mentioned it that seeing what United have signed, especially the attackers you've had. You have Cunha, Premier League experience, Bomo, Premier League experience, and they're coming off,
yeah,
I think, their best seasons in their careers. So now you expect that, okay, they will only push up. And Sesko, he's an upcoming good striker. I know he didn't score many goals last year, but for Man U to be interested, Arsenal, that means you must be doing something right. So you have a good new attack. And then Amorim now, I believe his ideas have gotten through to the players. So it should not be strange to them. And you've had a good preseason as well. So United is a big team. Arsenal, Man U, especially at Old Trafford, we all know that it's always a tough game for Arsenal. Whether Arsenal is on form or not, United on form or not, it's always a tough game. Last season, we struggled to draw 1-1 United. So I expect it to be a tough game. And I expect United, like I said, to me this season, my remit for your coach Amorim is I'm agreement with Jude. It's a title challenge, but like I said, you don't have to win the league. But title challenge because, like I said, you don't have Champions League distraction, you don't have Europe, like you don't have European distraction. So you're literally playing one game a week. So your players are
So
fully
lovely,
rested.
so lovely.
Your players are rested. You
No
understand?
jet lag, no long
No,
trips,
exactly,
nothing.
exactly. So
Wait for it
so
is comfort.
you have a full week. You have a full week of preparation, and we've seen it that Leicester did it. They won the league without no Europe. Even Chelsea did it when Chelsea won the league under Conte. They had no European this year and they won the league after finishing is it 11th or so the previous season. They won the league. So that's my target for United. Coupled with the fact that your defense, you guys both defenders last season, so your defense is good. Now,
I think
if you
that's
buy
just
Baliba,
where
then
that's
that's a
the
different.
major.
I mean, that means your team is to me is complete.
But there's still something. There's still something. Sorry, Lemon. Before you round up, there's still something. Amorim hasn't addressed yet. Who is going to be his goalkeeper? Is it
I
Onana
mean, it's
or is he going
Onana
to
now.
get Donnarumma? Because we're linked with him. I don't know how that will play out. But
Me, I
We
feel
can
United can
actually,
go a
but
season
we'll
with
probably
Donnarumma
not win
with
the league
Onana
with
as a
him, sure.
I
goalkeeper.
know.
That's what I think. No, we can manage him.
You
But the
just want
We'll
problem
to.
is
He
consider
doesn't
why
that.
need to.
wait? Why
I've
wait
never
when the
said
window is
even
open now?
me
If you
any
if he
any
decides to wait, what
because
if Chelsea
You can get
convinces him to
Donnarumma
stay
free
back
next
or
summer.
another club?
That's why.
Baka is looking for
And they offer him
He's going
a
Baka.
to be.
bumper salary.
He's going to be number two. So you think in your mind, this Chevrolet is French. Remember that this keeper the bot is French. You
Baka
think you're going to bench a
is
French guy for
also
an Italian? Make it make sense. It's not good. PSG are not spending
it's
almost
also
50 million on
depending
another
on the
guy to be a
coach
bench
though.
player.
If the coach decides
They've
to use
told
him.
him that he's coming to be the number one.
We can even buy this Milan's goalkeeper, Magno. What is that his name? Ah,
Man,
yeah, there are a lot of keepers that are good prospects. So Nana for me
so I
doesn't
mean,
convince me. It
the
scares me.
pressure on Amorim is not to win the league, but he has to compete. That's
Absolutely. And he has
my
to
Okay,
be in
remit.
top four conversation.
okay.
He,
Let's
If
wrap
we
up
go
with
so
two
that's what I'm saying.
seasons,
So if he
if we
competes,
go
he's
two
going to be top.
seasons back to back without being in Europe, it will be a disaster.
um
He'll be sacked. That's for
It
sure.
will be a
so
disaster.
let's wrap
I
up with
don't
our
think Jim
with our
Ratcliffe will do
predictions for the game on the 17th. Just
it. But
just
you didn't say your own view about United Lemon.
Yeah, it's true. You didn't get your own take. What's your expectation for
well,
United?
I think for me, I'm a bit more accommodating for Amorim because I think the guy has coconut head. So I think he's going to make some mistakes with formation, with personnel during the season. So I don't really see a title this thing unless we sign Baleba. If we sign Baleba, then yes, I'm on the title charge this thing. But with Cunha and
But this
Bremo
is
and
you
this
being
thing,
defensive
I
though.
think I think we're
What's your
one.
expectation of him given this squad?
Sure. with the squad, I think top six is my prediction. I think top six. I think we're still going to struggle against the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, even who are in a more stable
Then you have to
position.
win the
But
other
I think
small
we
teams
should.
now.
We're not in a position to.
But then,
That's
but
what I'm
then,
saying. We're not in a
but
position to beat all those other small
but
teams, and
Shewuchi,
that should get us to a top six. This thing.
this
Get the big
flaws your argument, because if there's one thing Amorim did well last season, he did well against a big team. He drew against Arsenal. I think he beat City,
Yes,
and I think he
with
drew
this
Liverpool,
city.
and I think he drew Liverpool. So
Tottenham
he did pretty well
and Bournemouth.
against the big boys last season. So I don't get why you
Yeah,
say he's going to struggle.
Tottenham and Bournemouth.
I mean,
Tottenham,
Tottenham were
Bournemouth,
with you. Tottenham were with you, so they're your brothers. So you
Tottenham,
guys were the
Bournemouth,
same
and
level.
Brighton were
You're
good.
like a small team.
All the B
Yeah,
teams. It's
Tottenham was
only
a
the
small
B
team.
teams that
Thank
You
do
you.
thought
good.
it was a small
yeah,
team.
yeah.
Yes, Tottenham was a small team.
Let's so that yeah means but that's
So
my
Then,
I don't have full confidence in
sorry,
Amorim or
I
the
wanted to
system,
ask
right?
Johnny
Yeah.
Boy something.
yeah,
Do you think Arsenal should have? I know their legal case is still going on, but do you think Arsenal should have kept Thomas Partey?
personally, I would say yes.
Because I
Reason
do
being
not
that
see who is replacing him in this current Arsenal lineup. Exactly.
because I would have kept him just because Zubimendi is coming from Spanish league. I don't want to put so much. People forget that this Rodri we are praising now, Rodri wasn't just thrown into the fire line. He had Fernandinho there. So
Yeah.
Pep gave him that time
To
to gel
adjust.
into Premier League,
Yes.
adjust, and
Yes.
become who he was.
Yes.
So that's what I was expecting Arteta to do. Keep Partey.
At least one more
And
He's
year.
going to be
Partey's
your
career
answer.
is good
He
that he
was my
left.
first
Then
Arsenal midfielder.
Zubimendi doesn't have that pressure to be the focal. No, I get that, but I'm saying, bro, Arsenal could have kept him
Yeah,
after they kept on playing. Depending, even with all the pressure, all the things he had, we all knew he was party, but like Arsenal kept on playing him because the truth about it, he
He
hasn't been
hasn't
like
been
charged with the crime.
convicted, so I don't
Exactly,
even
I
he's
think
heard
still
the,
they've
seeing
formally
nonsense.
opened
I
a
heard the
court
case is coming.
hearing on it. It's
That
just been the
No, they're not.
midnight.
I
it
think it's
happened
starting.
and they
I think
went
it's
back
starting
again.
September.
So that's why
It's
they
starting
opened
September.
the case.
That's what I heard. So I would have kept Partey for like at least 1 year.
That's
Give
what I
Zubomendi
felt.
that time
That's
to
Or
what
even if
I
it's
adjust
felt
six
into the
too.
months
league,
in
and then
I
January,
felt
let it.
they needed to
because
keep
I'm
him
sure
for
that
a
case
bit
will start in the new year.
at
I don't
least
think they are
because he's
stopping him.
So
versatile, right? He's versatile. He can still play the right back. He
but
can still play
they
the
didn't do that.
midfield, like hold the midfield. He gives that freedom
Yeah,
to Declan
but
Rice. He
I
gives
don't
the
know.
freedom to
Arteta and
Declan Rice
Arsenal,
to move up. So
they
now the
think it
problem
different.
is, will Mendy be able to do the same work for Declan Rice to move up? That's there the problem is.
So there you go, guys. We are in for an exciting season. United fans are optimistic. You could hear from them.
September 10.
Arsenal fans, well, we're hoping for the best. I mean, Man City fans, I would say you have Pep at the charge, so you have hope. Chelsea. Hey, one thing we didn't discuss was Chelsea. Before we go, Chelsea. I think Chelsea are the sleeping dogs for this season. I know this one are saying this. I feel that Maresca has to challenge for the league. All those one they did last season say they're not. It's a lie. They don't have that excuse this year because they've bought well and they're more experienced now. So I feel that they should be able to challenge. Maybe not win the league, but definitely has to challenge this
They've even
season.
won a
So
major trophy, so there's no reason for all those
yes,
who are not competing. No, nobody will hear that anymore.
yes.
They use
So
that to take pressure
that's.
off themselves. I thought it was a good thing, but it didn't pay off.
I think Maresca even said it in one of his videos that he's not going to say what he said last year when they were saying no because he knows that
Nobody will buy it
this season.
anymore. Nobody will buy it.
Yes. So let us know your predictions. Where your team is going to finish this season, what you expect your team to do this season, and who are going to be champions. Until next week, please don't forget to
Thank you.
share, like, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, guys.